Oh my goodness, look at all the Play-Doh! Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to give you some tips and ideas on how to make things out of Play-Doh. Making things out of Play-Doh is pretty inexpensive. I could get a 4-pack of this size for $2, but I would usually look for sales and I'd get a 4-pack for 99 cents. I don't know how much the price has risen in these past few years, but I'm sure it's still pretty reasonable. So I'm going to assume that most of you have played with Play-Doh before or have at least heard of it. For those of you that have no clue what the heck I'm talking about, Play-Doh basically is an air-dry modeling compound, and it's designed for kids to play with. But you can actually make some pretty cute things out of it. I used to be obsessed with making things out of Play-Doh. Look at all this. And then there's a few things in here too. If you want to see this stuff all up close and personal, check out my Play-Doh Creations video and I will show you all of it there. There are a few different methods for making things out of Play-Doh. One is hand building things. Here's a little pig in a pig pen. Here's a pig and a dog, a little bit bigger. And here is a little fish tank. Like I said, if you want to see all my creations, watch my other video. The other method is making things out of molds. Here's a teddy bear and like this little moon thing. This was like my favorite thing to make. It reminded me of Sailor Moon. I thought it was cute. It's like magical. And the third way is to combine hand building and mold using. So I made a dog with the mold and I made it into an angel by hand building the wings and the halo. When you're making things out of Play-Doh, you want it to be pretty soft. Let's just pretend I'm like making a duck or something. I just want to give you the idea of how to attach things. So like there's its body, and then roll a head into a ball. Then you have to smash it on pretty well. Make sure that it's connected onto the body. You'd get another little piece and put the beak on, and I can go crazy miniature with my stuff and I can get another color and like put the eyes on, but if you're more comfortable like drawing them on with Sharpie once it's dry or painting them on with like acrylic once it's dry, that's fine too. Or putting beads in while it's still wet, actually, like seed beads you can stick for eyes. If Play-Doh falls apart, like sometimes when it's drying or sometimes even before it's dry, if it's not stuck on there enough and it falls off, Elmer's glue is your best friend. I think on this pig, I reinforced the squishing of the Play-Doh together, like the head to body. So the legs to the body I reinforced with glue. You can do it while it's still wet and just like put some glue on there while you're smashing it on. Molds. You can pretty much use anything for a Play-Doh mold. These are my favorite molds ever. They have the cutest things. They have like cats, dogs, teddy bears, apples, jacks, flowers, xylophones, owls, igloos, and I forget where I got this, but I don't know if you can get it anymore. It's really old, really super old. But this is the cutest Play-Doh set. It's really useful too because it comes with like the whole alphabet molds. It comes with a knife and a rolling pin and a plastic mat to work on, and and then look at Big Bird and Cookie Monster. Who isn't he now the fruit and veggie monster? Yeah, I think he is, and that's crazy. I like fruits and vegetables, but he's a cookie monster, right? Come on. You can use these kind of molds. This is a chocolate mold. This is where I got that pretty moon mold from, and I think it's for like that white, I don't even know what it is. It's just some white modeling compound and it dries kind of foamy. I don't know, but I think that's what this was, and then like you would paint it after. And then this was, oh, also that stuff, but this is Pooh Bear. I think this type of mold also comes with some chalk making kits, but they're probably really super good molds. The way to use this mold is, I'll put it in the leaf right here. You just put your Play-Doh in and you get enough to fill it completely, and you use your thumbs or whatever finger you're comfortable using, and you just smush it all in there. And make sure you pack it in pretty tight. And then you want to make it smooth on the top. If you have too much on there, just kind of get some out and even off the top and get it off or from around the edges, like so. Get another piece of soft Play-Doh, push down, and get it out carefully. Sometimes it will come out like right away nicely. A lot of people use Play-Doh just for fun in the sense that they'll just make things and look at it for a minute and smush it and put all the colors back in their original containers and call it a day. But I like to keep things that I make, as you can probably tell from the big box of stuff I showed you. Oh, I already smushed my leaf. Oops. Anyway, so pretend this is still a leaf, okay? And what you would do to dry this out, here's a piece of plastic, pretend. So here's the pretend leaf on the pretend piece of plastic. And if you make a bunch of things, you'd line them all out on here and set them out like in a room, like in an empty space. I think it takes about 2 days for something like this to dry. I'm pretty sure that's how long. 2-3 days. It depends on your climate and temperature, maybe. See, that's the thing. Play-Doh's really unpredictable. And sometimes your designs will salt, which you can probably tell with this. There's salt on the back. So sometimes they'll do that. But I think some things, like when you're drying it out, make sure that you flip it. So, like, say this was drying for 6 hours on one side, then you'd flip it over and let it dry for another 6 hours or something. Another cool thing about Play-Doh, you can add glitter to it. This one's really old and there's none left actually. You can add like confetti to it, but this is all dried out. I'll show you how to revive this Play-Doh, because sometimes you can do that. When it dries out, you can use it again. And another thing you can do is add beads into it. Oh, see, there's black beads in there, but then it might crack a little. This one was fine, but there are a few little cracks. Also, look for unconventional molds. My friend had a Harry Potter Lego set and there were triangular stairs, and we made pizza slices by using the mold. This is completely as hard as a rock right now, and it's all salty and gross because it's probably been dried out for a long time. I don't know how long I haven't used this in. But there may be a way to save it. Get some water and fill it up a little bit and let it soak and absorb the water and see if it gets any softer. If it does, you can start working with it in your hands and decide if it needs more water. And if you get too much water in it and it gets all goopy, then just leave it out for a little while with the lid off and maybe it will get to a normal Play-Doh state. Hopefully this video gave you some ideas and helped you out a little. If you have any questions for me, just leave a comment or a message. And if you have a Twitter, a Formspring, or a Tumblr, please add me on there because I have them. Thank you guys so much for watching, and please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and you'll be informed of when I post a new video. Alright, bye guys!